You good?
I hope she doesn't talk to him like that all the time. Hi, Happy New Year. Welcome to Thursday. I'm just prepping this. I wasn't quite sure how to go about showing you all of this. So, in true form, I've got oodles of different ones to show you in various states. But before that, hello, welcome. I hope January is starting off quite well for you. We've been a bit quieter in the shop. It's about time you all started spending again. I mean, really, you need these presents coming through the door. We had some stuff come through from Moda today, and they're limited, but they're so lush. Okay, so first off, we have a layer cake. Okay, so this layer cake is Ruby Star, and look at all of those. Now we had this on the bolt in some of the colours, but look at that, that's a layer cake. It's just beautiful. It's a rainbow, so I'm gonna like it. This one on the top, I think, sold out really quickly. It's got various colours in the white, and it all has a gold fleck going all the way through it. So it on the bolt is beautiful as background fabric or fillers in. This, well, Emma B, you will love this. I know you like the speckled, so maybe you might want to have a look at them. Look at this. Also that came through was this. Now this is a Christmas one. It's called Chill. It's a winter one. And this has got gold tones going through it again, but there's a bit of script in there. There's a couple of ditsies, there's Christmas trees and snowflakes. You know, we only had one pack of this, so that's what, 8? Is it 8 or 12 in a pack? One of them is going to get lost. I know this because somebody has been going, oh, I love that, it's lush. So I know we're going to lose that. Also,
Was it you?
These.
Was it you?
No, it was your mother.
Ah, okay.
It's your mother's colours. I mean, I love it, but if I'm going to go with one of them, I would take this home. This, as soon as I can come up with something that I think is just lush. These are your pre-cuts in the grunge. Now this one is, no, they don't give me a colour. I think this is probably paper white. I wouldn't swear to it. I'm sure our guru will know.
It's May 4 over there. Check.
Sorry?
It's May 4 over there. Check it. Paper white.
Oh. Right, that one's got a bit of Josh on it. You can DNA him. Right, this I think is paper white. This is a grey. They're all in your grunge. And then this one is, I think, creme or vanilla. I mean, out of them all, I prefer this one, I think. We got a pack each of those as well. They're brilliant for your charm pack videos, because they'll... Charm pack quilts. Where did video come from? Anyway, charm pack quilts, because you haven't got to cut them. So if you're making half square triangles, perfect. You just stick them all together and sew. And then you know your half square triangles will take you anywhere. You can make all sorts of patterns with those.
Linda says you don't need a project to keep it.
No, that's true. However, I have a box full of things that I've bought in various shows around. I miss shows. Going to see you all on a show, I do miss it. I don't miss loading the van and unloading the van, but I miss meeting all the people. So these are £12.95. This one is $35.95 because it's a ruby star. One of the things you need to know is pre-cuts are going to go up in price. So if you've been looking at them, you need to sort of, you know, if you've been thinking about doing a pre-cut quilt, you need to think about it now. Because with all the new ones that we've just ordered coming in, they're going to go up by £1 or £2 because they're going to charge us more for them, and they're going up by about 10%. So, you know, unfortunately, we have to pass that on to you to go buying them now before they become expensive. Okay, who am I talking to?
We had Karen there, we had Linda. Who else we got over here?
What time is it with you, Karen? Because it's 1 o'clock here, so you're what, 5 hours ahead?
It's Maria and Linda. Diana's here as well. Has the paperwhite grunge come in on a bolt?
That was the other thing I was saying. We've asked again for him to check that because we know you're all waiting for it. So he's going to have another look, okay? But yeah, every time we talk to Moda in any way, we ask them about it. So it's just waiting for it to come in. Anything else?
Gainer's here, Helen's here. Emma's just saying hello now.
Hi. Right, today we are going to do, how did Sean say? Flashing, sashing. No?
Slashing.
Flashing. Let's say that when you're drunk. So, what we mean is this. I'll hold it up. I think it looks, you can see the thing. Now, it's chenille cutting. Now, we have a chenille cutter in the shop. I meant to pick it up, but I remembered those. You can't expect me to remember everything. I even had to go home for my brush. Okay, so what do we do with it? What you're going to do is you layer things up. Now, on this one, I should have left a bit open. We could open a bit, I suppose. I layered red, and there's a blue in there as well. Okay, so I've got a purple. Where's the thingy? Let's take some of this apart so I can show you. It's a really quick demo. There isn't, it's just your own imagination really. So you can see I've layered a calico on the back, and then I've put a purple in there, a turquoise and a red. I needed the red because I wanted the red for the heart. Okay, and this one I layered that you had purple as a background and the turquoise as a background alternately, but I'm not sure that that really works. I think I would go back in and cut the rest, I think. So what you want to do is decide on your background. It depends on what you're going to do. I mean, if you finish it all off properly and put your ends in, there's no reason why that can't be the inside or the back of something. Now you could quilt as you go with it. You could, I mean, I made this a heart, so I could do that as a pocket. I'm thinking I might layer it, you know, edge it, border it, and make a cushion out of this. It'll be all right once it stops fluffing. In order to get this fluff thing, you either can use a brush, which I'll show you because washing it in the washing machine and then tumble drying it isn't something I can do on a 1 o'clock, or you do all your scoring and then throw it in the washing machine with your rags and then throw it in the tumble dryer, and it comes up really, really fluffy. I mean, you can see this is fluffed, but once you've put it into the tumble dryer and everything, it really comes up fluffy. There's a completely different feel to it. So I've been doing it so that the plane is on the top and then my patterns are underneath. I did it on the one that I'm going to show you after as well. Thought we'd try something different, and I put a black. So I've got 3 layers of my black, okay, and then 1 layer of my pink. Now the layers are only depends on what your machine will take. So you can do 4 layers, 5 layers, 3 layers, depending on how well your machine takes the layers. You want something that's going to fray fairly well. Denim is really good. If you've got jeans hanging around, you can use jeans. Now all I've done is I've put it together like this. I'm going to take my Frixon pen and I'm just going to make a line in the middle like that. Okay. Now you could do it so that your slashing only goes, we want 3/8 of an inch. That would be there, I think. Now, on my heart, I did 1/2 inch, but one of the patterns that I looked at, they said 3/4 of an inch, which 3/8 of an inch, which then takes you down. I think I've done yeah. You want to be able to cut in between it. That's the only thing. So if I do that there, look at that, being clever I was. So I'm just going to do that, because you could just do the slashing as a pattern. You don't have to do the whole thing. Now I did make a clutch bag. I think I can find it now, which I did bigger than this, and then I just folded it like that and then over, and you could cut that down and then bind it. If you bound it there and round, that would close all your edges in. I mean, you could put a lining fabric, and I put on a big bright pink button on it, and it worked quite well. Okay, have I talked enough? Is there any questions so far? Because I just witter away talking to myself.
Linda says it looks like a she says it looks like the candlewick bedspread she used to have.
Yes, yes, it is very much like that. So we're just going to sew those 4 lines, and then I'll show you how it all works. So come on over to here. Okay, and just change the foot. There we go. So, just like you do with quilting, I would say you want to just start in the middle and work your way out. I keep forgetting it's going to lift the foot itself. Now, what I'm doing is I'm going back up the other way. I've just done this because it's a practice thing. You would have to decide whether or not you I can't think. Sorry. Have to decide on your pattern. With the other pattern that I've done, I'll show you in a minute. You can see that I've done a pattern in the middle. So we're going along here, like this. Any questions there, Josh?
Not right now, I believe.
What's everybody been up to? Have you all sort of finished your winter makes and started on your summer? That stuff Sarah was showing yesterday was beautiful, wasn't it? Very happy fabric, I thought. All those sunflowers and everything. Okay, so you can see I've not done them straight, but what you do is you go in, you want to go in between all the layers. You don't want to cut the back one. Now the chenille cutter, you can you just slip it in between your layers. You can see I've got one more there because I put the bottom black back to front, so that's going to come up like grey. That's right. There we go. Now if I do all of them, then I can show you how I split them.
Fiona says she was quilting her Lost Worlds quilt by hand, but she's run out of thread.
Oh, what thread do you need? Is it something we can help you with? Right, I've done that one so that the grey shows through. So this is where the panic sets in, because I could just literally cut that in half, couldn't I? There we go. That works okay. And we just... Now, it doesn't matter if you don't go dead centre.
It's a light grey.
Is that light grey?
No, the
that's black.
The fabric.
That one's light grey, yeah. Because I've got the back.
Not the fabric, the thread from
Oh,
Fiona.
the thread. Light grey. Oh, the moon thread. We can do that. That's not a problem. Okay, so just to slash that like that. I mean, like I say, it's such an easy technique. So I've cut through, and I've cut through to the second to last on the two sides, so that I've still got black, and then I cut all the way through all of them in the middle, and you've got grey. It will show a little bit. Now you could then just throw this, do an outside stitch to hold it all together. I would make it bigger. I would make it bigger than you need. So if you want to make a bag and it is 10 inches by 15 inches, I would make it at 11 or 12 by 17, okay? So that you can cut it down then. And I would, before I put it in the washing machine, I would do an outside stitch all the way round, just to hold it down, a bit like I did with this one. Can you see I've gone round, and I've only cut to there because I want to be able to sew it onto a border. Okay, so you have to think of all these things. Now, I would then throw this in the washing machine and then in the tumble dryer. Or you can do this. Now Dave now has no brush because I pinched it. I'm going to have to replace that. And you just brush it. Okay. Now, depending on the way that your lines went, you can see on the denim one that the heart fluffed up more, and I think it's because the bias was different on that one. So you would just keep. Now you can see why people throw it in the washing machine. Okay. So
you can order off the website and by phone as well, can't you?
Yes, yeah.
Yes.
So if you phone tomorrow, we're there. We make sure that we're there at least between 10 and 12. It all depends on how many orders there are. It's like yesterday we left at 4, I think. Today I'm going to leave here and go straight home and do some sewing. So it all depends, you know. There's no point in me sitting in the shop. Right, you can see where it's all starting to come off, and you can see how it's starting to fluff. So you get that black flash coming through the pink. I like that.
Jean says she doesn't have a tumble dryer. It's an excuse to get one.
It is. It is. You need it. You need it. It's either that or you just sit in front of the telly and it just keep fluffing. And we could go on forever. Right, this is one that I did last night. Now you can see I decided to get a little bit more creative. Again, I've got 4 layers. I've got my calico for the backing. I love calico. I'd use it in a lot of stuff. And then I've got like a duck egg, purple, and an orange. And I've cut them at different levels going through. Okay, so some of them are purple, some of them are pink. Now I haven't done that bit because I was going to show you, but I've done that. I mean, really, honestly, it's boring stuff. So this one, you can see denim, as you will all know from when you were teenagers, denim frays lovely. Okay, so it all depends on the look you want to get as to what fraying. Now my heart, I went and gave it a trim afterwards. So depending on what fabric you use, flannel is really good. Now you could do, because it's so thick like this, it's a bit like the Manx quilt, that you don't actually need to back it. I mean, you could just put a blanket, you know, a fleece to the back, or you could just, because you've got a good pattern, now you have to get rid of all the ends. I got rid of the ends on the front, I did on the back. But you could then quilt as you go this, and as long as you're making all the blocks in the same. I mean, if you felt the weight on the denim quilt that Jen did, the one that goes on her chanda with us, look at all the fluff coming off. If you felt the weight on that, I mean, you could do it as a weighted blanket. These weighted blankets, we've got more anxious people in the world now, so it would be a good hug. Don't know about you, but I'm warming up. Lovely. It's going to keep me warm all afternoon, this. So you can see, now I've cut it so that there's all different colours underneath, but you're really not seeing it. I mean, you only see it when you've only cut the one layer. The rest of it, you're not really seeing the difference in the colours, which is why I went with all black on that one. I wanted to see the difference. There we go. That bit just won't go, and I think that's the bias. You know, this has been cut on the bias, so it frays and gives more, whereas that is almost straight, isn't it? It was fun to do. I used, you know, the simple circles that we took on Hochanda the other, when I was on, when was I on? 28th of December. God, seems like a year ago. No pun intended. The simple circles, I just put that down and did my initial circle, and then used the edge of foot from there. I just sewed to that original one and then used edge of foot. So they all, the dog's looking at us through the window. Oh, what are you doing? So yes, see, you can use those simple circles for almost a load of things. Oh, you could scallop a border on a quilt with them. I quite like that idea. That would be quite, if you made it wavy, it would be easy to bind. You'd have to cut it on the bias though. So that's it. There really isn't any more to it than that. So, anybody come up with any wisdom?
Yeah, they said they'd look nice in a Josie bag.
Ah, yes. Yes. So you would have a look at the pieces that you do, and I mean that there, I mean this, I could very, very much cut that bit out to go on the flap of the Josie bag. And if used, I mean this is chambray, it looks like denim but it is really thin. But yeah, it would, I'm a very tactile person. I like to touch people and things. I like touching, and this is very tactile. I can sit and just stroke it. But yeah, I mean, this was the fabric that I had at home. I think I would make sure that you go with a good bright fabric and put a dark on the top. I mean, I don't know that this frayy thing is for everybody. I mean, I've trimmed that one, but this one, depending on where it is coming out quite like that. I would probably give it a haircut to use it, but I quite like the idea of the slash through, so that you've got the, what's it called, the straightness, the flatness of the other bit, and then going into just that. Quite like that. I might put that on something. We'll use that idea anyway. So that's me. That's it. It's a really good technique to play with. You know those days where you want to sew something but you don't know what you want to sew, and you actually don't need big pieces, because you could do lots of different colours and just sew them all together, and you've got a cushion. You've already got a cushion front going on, and all you've done is play. So that's it. I can't think of anything else to tell you about it. I really can't. Flannelette sheet, that might go alright. That would be quite good on the back, wouldn't it? It'd be nice and cosy to do it on the back. Anyway, any questions?
Everyone's saying it's lovely. Caroline says the red looks very Wolverine.
Oh, yes.
Everyone's loving the idea.
Yeah, it's a good technique to play with. If I make it into a cushion, I'll let you know. I'll show you. Yeah, I'm liking just the slash through. If you go on Pinterest, after you've been on there for about 3 hours, you can see people have done all sorts of different things with it. I mean, straight lines is easier to work with, so you could do a straight line like that and then do straight lines coming out, and just hide your ends. I like doing the complete thing because your ends go off, if you see what I mean. But these, you all have to put them in. I'm wittering now, I'm sorry. Next week, somebody asked about labels, so for the backseat quilt. So I'm going to actually do it from my house next week. So I'm going to have to tidy up my craft area so that somebody can actually get down there with me, or I'm going to have to put you on a tripod. That might work. I'm going to show you my embroidery machine and doing labels on that. And we'll do it, you know, a bit like red work. We'll show you how to do that, and I'll show you how to print it through a printer. Those are my ideas so far. We'll go from there. You'll be able to see listen to my dogs next week, because I'm not carrying my embroidery machine anywhere, because it's massive. It's Smooth. As Sarah would say. Anything else? Can you think of anything?
Me?
Do we need to tell them anything?
I don't know. You doing anything at the shop? Any sales or anything? Anything's on?
No, there's no sales at the moment. We're looking at doing another auction, but the date has not been completely decided yet. It'll be in February sometime. We've got another Hochanda date in the offing, so we are there. I think Sarah's going up on the. We're going to do Skype on the 17th, and then going up to Hochanda on the 21st. We're there in February twice as well, so we're taking over the world. White Gecko taking over the world.
And asking if there's any new classes.
Any new classes? Because we are so flat out at the moment, our next lot of classes is going to be in March. So we will sit down, we'll write out a plan. And as soon as we know what we're doing, we'll let you know. But it's going to be March, okay, before we do any Zoom classes. I think that's it. Unless you, yeah, no.
I think that's it.
I got nothing big going on in my life. My husband is working from home, so he's always there, but that's okay. He goes off and does his yoga, and I can sew and listen to my book, which is getting really good at the moment. I'm listening to Spellmonger by Terry Mancour, and it's brilliant. I audiobook because I can't, when I sit and read, that's it, everything stops. So I now audiobook. So as I get in my car, the audiobook starts. I get into work and hope that everybody's going to be late so I can listen to my book. I'm on book 9, I think. I love it. I can't get enough of it. So I'm going home to finish off the Hochanda bits and pieces that I've been given. Linda's at home doing bits and pieces that she's been given. And Sarah's got typing to do, so I gotta get out of her way. I will see you next Thursday from Casa Fowler. So I'll see you then.